have started carrying these. There's a lot of examples. If you go into the net and search for hallucination, you'll find it with examples, live examples. Now, hallucination on its own is not too bad. When does it become bad? I sat under a tree, the tree spoke to me, and we spoke for half an hour. No problems. When does it become bad? Is when you have blind faith in it. When I come and tell you something of this nature, and you say, yes, this guy, he's a very dependable fellow, so what he said is correct, so maybe the tree actually spoke to him. That is where the problem comes. Anything that you type on ChatGPT and you get a response, or Gemini, or Claude, or any of these artificial intelligence tools, the problem starts when you blindly start trusting it. That's the case with all of us in all walks of life. You agree with me on that? That is the problem. That is when the problem starts. This on its own is okay. But this with this is a deadly combination. There are people who come back and tell, I mean, you probably would have heard, WhatsApp correct. WhatsApp, Google, I searched Google. Google only combines articles which I have written and he has written and she has written and she has written. If all of us have written the same thing, pointing in a particular direction, that doesn't make it right. That is a problem. And especially in the medical field like you guys, a combination of these two could be life-threatening. Because it could come out with treatments or drug combinations which are actually not possible or maybe even dangerous. But if you blindly trust it without double checking, you could end up killing a few people. Right. Staying on the subject of blind faith, on my WhatsApp thing I saw that ask Meta AI or search or something like that. I hadn't paid too much of attention to it, so one of these days, yesterday or so, I went ahead and Rajesh actually, by the way, is my boss. So I said, when did a last chat with Rajesh? My thing was, if it can give me the full history of, summarized history of what and all I spoke to him, I can actually, next question would have been, what are the things that he's asked me to do which I have not done yet? Right? It says, oh, sorry, I don't have access to your personal chat history, blah, 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 all those kinds of things. Obviously, they are not, at least as of now, they are actually not raiding my WhatsApp chats. That's what it says. Another thing which is not very visible here is, okay, let's just see this. It says ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important info. Exactly. They themselves are telling you that we don't know whether they're right or wrong. Please don't blindly depend or look at it. And if you go into Meta AI, this red mark here, which is not visible, is exactly the same thing only. He says Meta AI can make mistakes, so please double check on important aspects of things. So they are actually putting out a note. So tomorrow you shouldn't say that, I asked it for what do I do for if I have a problem with my head and the head is paining on this side and that side, and it will tell you a list of medicines to take. You take it, something happens to you. They're already taking anticipatory bail to say that we told you, don't trust me. They're telling you, don't trust me. Both of them. Absolutely independent organizations. Okay, so what we had seen earlier was a supervised learning, right? And somebody was telling you that this is what a cat looks like, this is what a dog looks like. We saw Google's, 2 examples of Google's where it was being given pictures of the eye, it was being given sounds of the cough and things like that. That's called supervised learning. Okay. Now, unsupervised learning is where the model itself is allowed to learn for itself and keep moving. How do I, okay, one example I'll give you. You have a very small kid, toddler who's sitting on the floor. You give her or him, let's say a set of colors, okay, and you give those shapes, and every time the red shape is kept on the red thing, if you give it a chocolate or the baby a chocolate, so you'll realize that red and red is a good thing. You put it on a green, you don't get anything, right? That is a kind of an unsupervised learning because you're letting the kid figure out. So only thing here is at the end you tell it whether it is right or wrong. You don't tell it how to go from where it is to arrive at a solution. Now there are huge problems with unsupervised learning.